Hi everyone, it's Angela Giles Klocke with scarsandtiaras.com, and I wanted to talk further about last week's topic of who told you that. And what I wanted to do this week was give you some action steps, really one big action step. So last week we talked about the lies that we have heard throughout our lives from someone else, and then we incorporated them into our everyday thinking process. And so when you're asking yourself, who told you that, or who told me that, when you come up against something, you have to do more than just address the question or the lie. You have to start changing the question or the story or whatever it is. So how do you do that? How do you start telling yourself a different story? Well, you just start doing it. So I'm not talking about any of that woo-woo stuff where you stand in front of the mirror and daily and tell yourself, I'm good enough, I'm good enough, I'm good enough. Yes, that's great, that can work, that can be helpful, but you have to start putting those action steps behind your words. So you start telling yourself a different story. And so what I mean this week is I want you to really literally start writing yourself a different story. So if it's I've never been good at math, then start looking at how you can be good at math, if that's what you want. If what's standing between you and a degree is math, as it is with me, pretty much, then you need to tell yourself a different story. And how do you begin to tell yourself a different story? You begin to learn math better. You begin to understand where your strengths are and where your weaknesses are. You don't just run from math. And of course, I'm just using a very simple kind of example because really we're trying to thrive from these big things that we've been through. We're really trying to grow from these lies that somebody else told us when they told us we weren't worth anything or we weren't smart enough or whatever the case may be, whatever lies came out of your abusive past. So what I'm saying is, if you have felt like you're not smart enough, then you need to rewrite that script. You know if you are smart enough, and you are. So the question really isn't, how do I prove to the world or myself that I'm smart enough? It's that you claim, I am smart enough. But you can also start taking those action steps toward what you want. Because I'm not smart enough is typically something that's standing in your way of something you want. Not just an everyday, I'm just going to think I'm not smart enough. So if somebody has been telling you you're not smart enough to go get your GED or to go to college, well, that someone is probably you now because you're the one stopping yourself from doing that. So you have to begin to just change that whole dialogue you have with yourself and take those action steps. If it is, I'm not smart enough, that's standing between you and getting your college degree, then you need to take those steps forward. Now, maybe those are tiny steps like really just standing in front of the mirror, but that's a tiny first action step. From after that point, you have to start really investing in yourself and saying, I'm rewriting the story, and the way I'm rewriting the story is by pursuing my education. That may mean getting tutoring, that may mean spending time, extra time studying, whatever the case may be. So you see where I'm going with this, is that you can't just say and claim and make declarations of I'm worthy enough, I'm smart enough. You also have to start taking those steps to really claim that in a more tangible way so that you can believe in yourself more. You have to sit down sometimes and write that story out. So what does it mean then, taking that school analogy, that education, that intelligence and I'm not smart enough analogy? It means maybe sitting down with a notebook and writing out, I am smart enough. Here are the reasons why I'm smart enough. Here's what I want to do by not believing that I'm not smart enough. And these are the steps I'm going to take because I am smart enough. And your brain will just start twisting that. So then everything from a pop quiz trivia on Jeopardy to just having a conversation, your brain will start to engage in the way that says, I can participate in this because I'm smart enough. And in the same way, when it comes to re-engaging with relationships, re-engaging with life from all of that pain you've had in the past, when you begin to rewrite your stories that way, like, I am lovable and I love others very well. And so when you start coming into contact with people, you feel fear less and distrust less, to the point that you can love more and step into a healthier place in life, instead of letting fear of what someone else did and lied to you about hold you back. So that's what I want you to do this week. I literally want you to start writing out a different story. Whatever that biggest lie in your head is, that I can't tell anybody about my pain because they'll judge me, or I can't go back to school because my ex-husband told me I'm not smart enough, or I can't finish college because I don't know how to do math and I'm not smart enough. Whatever the case may be, I'm not lovable. Yes, you are. You're lovable. You're smart enough. You're worthy. So I want you to just rewrite that story and say, I am smart enough. Here's why. I am lovable. Here's how well I love others. And change that spark in your mind and in your heart that tells you these bad things. Change your story. Claim who you actually are, and you'll begin to thrive from there. That is where you're going to start doing your most important work, your biggest passion, wherever it is you're trying to go next, whether it's in this field of helping others like I am, or into the big world of creativity or science or whatever it is. Somebody else is trying to hold you back from that, and that's not, they don't get to do that. You get to reclaim that. So as we're reclaiming our beautiful selves on this journey, you get to reclaim the lies that people have told you and turn them into truth. Okay? So this week we're going to rewrite a story, and I'm going to share with you some of my journaling as I go. I'll see you next week at scarsandtiaras.com. Thank you for joining me once again.